Let me tell you something. So a long time ago, my second job was working at this dog food store that sold raw meat dog food, right? It had like that was also where I did like the food production side of things, right? Where you like grind up muscle meat and then organs and then grind up bone and put that in there, so it's supposed to be a complete meal. I don't know the science behind it, don't ask me. I was like 16, 17 years old. um Bro, there was one time, some of the funniest customer service stories I have are from that place, dude. There was this one lady that came in with a half empty container of the raw meat food, right? She was a first time customer and she came in like 2 days later and she's like, I have to return this food. Um, I don't know what I'm going to do. I fed my dogs this raw meat and now they have the bloodlust. She didn't say they have a bloodlust or they're, bloodthirsty. She said they had the bloodlust. And she said it about 10 fucking times. They have the bloodlust. They have the bloodlust. I don't know what I'm going to do. They have the bloodlust. And I'm just like sitting there like, lady, you have Pomeranians. Like it's not like you have German shepherds and you should be scared of them. These things weigh like 8 pounds combined. The overwhelming majority of the volume of the dogs is just fur. You shouldn't be worried, even if the Pomeranians do have the bloodlust. I feed my dogs chicken feet. Yep, we also sold chicken feet. The another really great story from there is like we were opening, right? It's 6:30 in the morning, right? We're opening and some Charles Manson looking, right, comes in. This is the summer going into my senior year, right? And me and the like supervisor, manager on shift, whatever her title was, right? We're sitting there, we're just waiting for, customers to come in, right? It's a very small business and it's not directly accessible from or like directly visible from the street. So, it's you only get customers that are specifically looking for you, right? You don't get many walk-ins. And Charles Manson walks in, right? This guy's wearing a huge overcoat, right? It's the summer in Houston, Texas. Nobody's wearing an overcoat, right? And he comes in with his scraggly hair and his crazy eyes, and he looks at us and he's like, I came to get the food for my dog. And we're like, oh, okay, you're coming to get dog food? Good. We thought you were coming to murder us, right? We're like, do you remember what food it was? Because again, this was a dog food store. There's a lot of food there, right? He's like, I came to get the magic food. Oh, the magic food? I need the magic food to keep the fingers from growing on my dog. I'm sorry? The fingers are growing out of my dog's head, and I need the magic food that you sold me to keep the fingers from growing on my dog. And I'm sitting there, I'm 17 years old, and I'm freaked the out. Like, what the are we gonna do? This guy is about to murder us, right? He says his dog has fingers growing out of its head. Bro, that 4-foot tall bitch walked up. She's like, oh yeah, I remember. She walked over, grabbed like a $3 thing of the raw meat, pulled it over, checked him out, said this is exactly what he needed. She's like, dude, I just grabbed a random thing. I don't think that he knew where he was, so we're just gonna get him out of there. Like, was it a tumor? I don't know. We never saw him again. We never saw him before, and we never saw him after. But again, like the weird thing about it, that whole like sequence of events was that, again, this was like, how do I even describe? So like, let's say that like this is the street. Here, let me hide this for a second. Let's say that this is the street, like the major roadway, right? And then we have let's do gray. We have like a little driveway right here, right? A small parking lot that goes about like this. And it also goes back this way. Right up here. Oh no, stop. You stay that color. Right here were like the street facing businesses, like a donut shop, they had like laser tag or some shit. And then we were back here. We were up here. So you could not see us at any angle from the street. There were like, some kind of buildings over here blocking the access for like sight. So you have to be like right here to even see the building, but there's no sign. We don't have a sign on the street. We have no idea how the guy found us, but he walked in very deliberately and knew that we were a dog food store so somehow he knew. So we were we were freaked out, dude. Me and that manager, we were super tight, right? Because she was a gamer, I was a gamer, she was a lesbian, I was a dude that liked girls. We were binding, dude. We were talking the entire time that I worked there. But right then, dude, it was like pure survival solidarity, and she had the best idea between the two of us because I was preparing for combat. Not gonna lie, okay. All right, I mean, if you want to, I don't care. But that was a very interesting job I had. I think like the only other interesting thing that ever happened at that store is I almost died. No, I almost died there twice. One was due to electrocution and one was due to being locked in the freezer. The electrocution was arguably my fault. I would say it wasn't my fault, but we had some words back and forth about my level of safety. But the freezer was not my fault, all right? Because we had this walk-in freezer that had, they stacked these crates of raw meat to the ceiling of this thing. And then people would come in and say, hey, I need, a 40-pound case of chicken hearts, right? So I would have to go over to the other side, right? A unit like two doors down. No one else over there. When you're inside of the freezer, there is no cell signal. And I have to belly crawl on top of the boxes, right? There's just enough room for me to squeeze through with my belly on the boxes and my back against the ceiling. Like it's packed floor to ceiling, front to back, right? And I have to get a 40-pound case of chicken hearts. But when the door closed behind me, holy shit, dude. One of the boxes was obscuring made the little push thing for me to open the door because it latches from the outside, right? I couldn't get to that. So I think I was in there for 40 minutes in this like actually 0-degree temperature with only a hoodie on, like banging on the door, right? Trying to hope and pray that I could get like a Wi-Fi signal inside of the freezer. But then it was so cold inside of the freezer that it shut my phone off. Bro, that was scary. Well, welcome. For people that are new, if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Kick, I'm Sondsol. I am a political science student. I like to talk about politics. I like to argue about politics. We talk about all sorts of fun things on here like drama and politics. And I like to argue with people in chat about a lot of different things. Like, comment, and subscribe. I don't like to shill all